Welcome back everyone again, Thrash Metal Guru here. Pretty much another unscripted video as usual and as such, but in light of the last video that I made over that certain incident, which we're not going to delve into, I figured I'd take this time to make this one a little bit more straightforward and a little bit more inspired by the events. Inspired by the apology that Logan Paul made, and you know what? I figured I'd take this time to kind of make this a little bit more of an update video. I've done this before, but I want to kind of make this so that way people are reminded, or for anyone that's new to my channel. And so what I'm going to just try to do is kind of scroll a little bit through here and pretty much just tell you guys is that I am still reading your comments, by the way. I've seen everything, so I wanted to give a shout out real quick. We're not going to delve into this, but I want to I just want to let you guys know that I am actually reading this and I'm not ignoring it. I'm not just passing it off. So let me just turn this down so that we don't have to hear that.
This is how I'm going to start off 2018.
So, you know, let's just scroll through.
But in the way of doing this, I want to sincerely apologize
before we get into the
entire country of Japan.
So,
to the citizens,
a few shout outs before we do anything
to the government, to the authorities.
So, shout out to my friend Dan Roxas. I do appreciate
any local out there,
the input right there.
From north to south, east and west. I would like to sincerely apologize.
Butchering this, so CH user,
people like this,
my homeboy Lodo Drandell,
completely disrespect
thank you, man. I appreciate it. Ranger and Shades,
disrespect,
appreciate it, man.
The lives
JD,
of people.
Samuel Blind, my Valentino,
it's bad enough
Michael Bastas,
when people like this want to make
Grossman Vlogs,
an ass out of themselves.
Darth Reaper, Lemmy is not dead. I do appreciate you guys for the input right there.
Pretty much,
I have been reading these.
Being a complete utter douchebag like they usually are.
Go through some of this because, like I said, I've been doing a lot more things. I've been a little bit more active in my life.
I thought Jake was bad, but this guy
I do
takes
apologize if I haven't responded to any of these.
And you know what, Life in a Tent, if you're ever watching this,
what you guys are saying.
I'm sorry to say, but
I will try to be a little bit more
active
with this when I get the time in.
I know I don't want to keep bringing up your fucking YouTube channel name, but you know what? Congratulations, Life in a Tent. You're now booted off that.
So I figured it'd be a time I get to the main subject of this. There's more to it than just this right here that it gave me the idea. I want you to take a look at something. And this is pretty much like I would like to call this an exposing my own channel for something, because I'm also giving myself some criticism, which I do agree with this sort of form of criticism, because I want you to take a closer look at something. What I have done with my channel, and we're going to scroll through this as much as we can. So, from 2018, from back, with the exception of this, because this is pretty much a general topic about net neutrality. Anyways, so I made a video on Logan Paul. I made a video on, I'm not going to say that, social repose, Joy Sparkles, pretty much Hyperianism Boy, whatever his name was, whatever, doesn't matter. But anyways, we skimmed through this. Obviously, you pretty much know. Charles Doherty, the whole, basically it's me calling people out. But yes, in some fragments and in some videos, I'm making videos. It's pretty much in the general stance. So basically in this area, my initial problem that I'm seeing with my own eyes is that a lot of my videos seem to be calling people out. I haven't really been able to focus much on just doing other things. Another example of this, let me just say that I am in no way near like Joy Sparkles. But I do need to also address something that kind of came into fruition. That I've pretty much done for quite a while. I didn't continue along with this. I stopped in 2017 when I realized, you know what, it's not going to be good when you do that. But pretty much yes, I've learned from this. I'm still going to do the blacklist videos. Don't get me wrong, though. That stuff's never going to change. But pretty much calling out people, it's pretty much an obvious way, but we'll get more to here in a moment. Because there's a whole lot more that we need to get through. So, for example, this was an old video, by the way. I don't know what this one's still doing up. I kind of had a bit of a... Anyway, here's the example. You get this part, you get this, you get this, you get this. I don't know if that was a part of it. I don't know. I could be wrong. So examples like that. I still got all the time in the world, and pretty much I got a stomach problem, but you know, it's fine. Seriously? I could have sworn I had more videos than that, but maybe I did take those down. I don't know. Either that or YouTube is fucking with me here. So I don't know what's going on. I'm going to look into that. That kind of worries me, but it doesn't matter at this point. Doesn't matter. Anyways, what I'm just trying to get at is that I don't want to indeed be like another Joy Sparkles or be another channel that pretty much just calls people out for it. This is not something that I want to do. Now, for anyone out there, I want to make this completely clear that I am completely proud of my audience. I'm completely proud of the people that actually think for themselves and pretty much don't jump to conclusions when it comes to that. That is the audience I'm most thankful for. And I will always appreciate it for if you ever call me out on something, be like, hey, I think you did something wrong. I've had people that do that to me personally, and I do appreciate that because there are a lot of times where I could have messed up. But let me just put it today. If I have any people, any viewers in my subscribers, like out of 1,400 people, I have an idea. So out of the 1,400 people, if anyone in that demographic, within that percentage of people, between the ages of like 12 to 16 or 12 to 15, let me just put a little bit clear for you so that way this does not get confused. I may curse a lot. I may call people out. And sometimes I talk about stuff and I make a video after video of probably one person, like multiple times. But I don't want you guys to do exactly what I do because behind this sort of thing there comes a consequence to it. And that's when I wanted to talk to my younger audience. If I do have a younger audience, it's pretty much reaching out to you guys. Don't do the sort of stuff that I'm doing or what I did do before, because it's only going to just lead to initial consequence of just people bashing you. And truthfully enough, maybe in some extent I did deserve it because, you know, I kept making videos over that. I mean, yeah, I was passionate about what I was talking about and I was pissed off, but when you learn that people should, like certain people that are cancerous on this website, they tend to become more irrelevant. What I'm saying is that you got to be a whole lot better. And, you know, I don't want my younger audience to get the impression of me that, oh, because I curse a lot or I drink in my videos or that pretty much, you know, I talk about stuff that kind of makes you feel like it's in the drama. I don't want my younger audience being, you know, what's that word? I don't want them having that sort of mentality that, you know, that makes it think that, well, just because I'm doing it, it's okay. I just want to ensure the safety of my viewers, and I want to just make sure that things are okay, and I don't want I don't want to have to keep calling people out and shit. I don't want to do that. But I don't want to set a bad impression on my younger viewers. I don't want them to pretty much soak up or sponge up the sort of attitude that I have or the sort of mentality that I have. But basically, what I just ask of you guys, everyone in general, is just to be yourself, be whoever you want to be. Just saying, just don't do exactly what I do and kept making video after video. Like my videos on Onision, for example. A lot of people were tired and fed up with it. And pretty much, you know, the consequence of that came to fruition. So when I look at stuff like that, it kind of makes it feel like, well, am I kind of pulling a Joey Sparkles, you know, kind of BS thing right there? So I just wanted to do that so I can inform you guys is that when you make content, I mean, yeah, you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. I'm not telling you can't do that, whatnot. You know, just be yourself. But what I'm saying is that when you make content, don't do it the way that I do, because the way I do it sucks. But, you know, I'm lazy with my shit. So, what I'm just saying is that I'm proud of my audience because they actually think for themselves. They don't just take my word for it because I say so. And that's the one I want to say to my younger audience, because that's something I definitely forgot. Do not take my word for something just because I say it. You know, if you happen to find something and you have factual evidence to use against me when I argue something that doesn't appear to be right, feel free to do that. That goes for anyone. For my younger audience, like I said, don't believe everything that I say just because I say it. You know, sometimes I could be angry and I may not do something right, but just because if I say something doesn't mean it's automatically right. You know, things that I usually like to talk about are just more in subjectivity, but sometimes when it comes to factuality, myself, I got to work on this. I have to at least learn to obtain the facts and then present the facts. So that's pretty much the general topic right there. So I wanted to just go ahead and double check something before we end this off, because I'm worried now because I don't remember some of my videos being gone, because there was a bit more, because this ranged all the way back to the other house that I used to live at, which is over 5 years ago. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a shortcut here and go through this, and if there's any issue, then we're just going to have to just live with it. It's going to take a moment. But other than that, I wanted to just take this time to thank every single one of you for coming out here. Oh, yes, okay, so it's all the way here, so I'm good. As a matter of fact, I also want to show you guys something else. Stuff like this. And I've kept this up because the purpose of this actually does serve a very good purpose. For example, for my younger audience, if you see this, I want you to know something. And even if you're a PewDiePie fan and you happen to be subscribed to me, let me just point something out here. This was over 5 years ago. So don't get the wrong impression, because I don't believe this way about PewDiePie anymore. I actually believe he's a very cool guy. He's a pretty decent human being, despite the whole racial controversy going on. You know, that's the thing about people making mistakes. But the videos like these, which I like the videos, but anyway, this is telling you something like this. This is something that this used to be. I used to believe that, oh wow, I've got what I needed. Yeah, I'm right. But learning from this, I don't want you to think that because when I say something here that I'm automatically right. Because when I look at this here, this was rightfully so. I had every right for people, or they had every right to dislike this. In all means, because I got this wrong. And that's the thing about 5 years ago. To learn from this mistake. And I've grown ever since. I've grown to actually respect PewDiePie so much because he's done so much. He's even sticking up for us, from the whole net neutrality stuff. He's also been doing everything that he possibly can to be more sincere and genuine to people, which he's always been doing that. And I do appreciate that. And by the way, if PewDiePie is ever watching this, big apology on my end, because I should have done this a long time ago. I was a motherfucking idiot. But let's let this serve as a lesson to my audience. Be a whole lot better than me. Do a whole lot better than me. Be better as a human being. Just remember that I appreciate every single one of you who have subscribed to me, who has watched my channel, and I do appreciate every single thing. But what I ask of you is to be better than me. Because I know every single one of you in that viewership, or in that base of subscribers, have a huge potential. It doesn't matter what YouTube does. You be who you want to be. You say what you want to say. If you want to delve into a controversial subject, by all means. YouTube shouldn't stop you. I ain't stopping you. That's your own right. And no one else should stop you. So what's the lesson of this video? What's the lesson that I'm giving here? Well, apart from me being very thankful to every single one of you, but what I'm trying to say is that be you. Always think for yourself, and not because someone says so, or not because people like this give that bad impression and think, oh, well, you know, if he did that, then that's okay. What I'm saying is that I don't want any younger viewers in my audience to think that because if I'm doing something that may sound very vulgar, that it's okay. Because I want to be a good, sincere person. I want to be completely sincere and genuine. And I don't ever want I don't want to be seen as a Logan Paul or a Jake Paul or a Jeet Pie or all these other certain YouTubers who I will say that are just in it for the money and fame and glory and all that. Because the truth is I'm just a lower class channel. That's basically all I am. But this is me showing my guru side. Is that every single one of you actually has a great potential. It does not matter. You may not feel it, you may not see it, you may not even know it. But for a known fact that every single person out in the world has. They have a skill, they have a purpose. And this is also kind of tying in a little bit into the suicide prevention a little area. Is that every single person out there who is going through suicide, you are never alone. You always have someone who's feeling that way too. And you know what? If you need someone to reach out to, I'm here. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to say anything. Because there's people that do need help. So I'm going to end this off by saying thank you, everyone. We're going to continue to make 2018 much better than 2016 and 17 for sure. 16 and 17 have been just a tragedy, pretty much in itself. But we're gonna kick things off in 2018 the right way, despite my last video. We're gonna kick things off the right way. I am a YouTube ranter. I'm gonna be ranting about stuff. Don't get me wrong, but we're gonna at least try to take it to at least a separate level. So thank you everyone for watching this. I am Thrash Metal Guru. You guys have a wonderful day. Stay safe. Be yourself. Good night.